Hello, thank you for coming to this video today, guys. I really appreciate it. We're going to be going over a lot of cool stuff. This is my weekly Cardano recap video where I take all of the information that you've missed in the last week in Cardano and just combine it into a consumable video so you guys can stay up to date on your investments and up to date on the Cardano ecosystem. So what are we going to be going over today? We're going to be going over the Cardano Foundation. Do they have a leadership problem? We're just going to be going over the new updates on that, and then also going over like where it started, essentially what's going on, just all the details on that. We're going to be doing a brief Bittrex update. We're going to be also going over when is the first Cardano vote. Could this be happening as early as October? Really excited for that. I'm so excited for Voltaire. The next thing is the Georgia government. Could they be using the Cardano blockchain in their financial infrastructure? So yeah, that's going to be the video today. I hope you guys enjoy it. Before we jump into that, if you guys want to support me and my channel, the best way you can do that in the Cardano ecosystem is delegate to my pool Bloom or Bloom 2. Bloom is currently the 6th best block producer currently in this Cardano epoch. We have 28 blocks. Bloom 2 is the 40th best block producer currently. Both of them are doing great. We have a 2.5 million pledge to secure the network from Sybil attacks to protect your ADA. We charge a 5% fee, and we have about 200 million delegated to Bloom and about 120 million delegated to Bloom 2. We're doing awesome, guys. I'm sure you guys can tell from those rewards. Another way you can support me is really simple. It's free. You download the Brave browser. Why download the Brave browser? Because it actually protects your data from all those pesky companies that actually put ads on the websites that you visit, take your data and sell that to other people. That's not a good thing. So the Brave browser not only blocks the ads, but it pays you in cryptocurrency for using the browser. And you can actually withdraw this cryptocurrency, or you could send it to YouTubers. It's really cool. It's just built on Chrome. You can transfer all of your Chrome stuff over. I use it every day. I wouldn't be advertising it if I didn't, but let's jump into the video. So I did think it was important to include this in this recap because it's probably the most important news this month in the Cardano ecosystem. Rick made a video. That's kind of what started this all. It's called, Does the Cardano Foundation Have a Leadership Problem? And what actually happened was Casey and Ben, two very important people. The reason they're so important, the reason that most of us know them, is specifically that their community engagement, right? I also know Tommy. Tommy's a great guy, but I've talked to Ben personally, and Ben was an awesome guy. He was very... He was just creative in the way that he would do community engagement, and it just seemed like he really cared, so it does suck to see him go. And the way the community even found out about that was from their LinkedIn pages, right? And that just seems like an obvious issue to me, right? And Rick thinks this is an obvious issue too. He made this video, and in this video he asked about 9 questions or 8 questions, and he goes over his military experience. And he said that with his experience, he realized that if there's a leadership problem, you're going to have a high turnover rate. And it's usually not the other way around. You usually don't have trouble finding good people. And especially when we already know that Ben and Casey were good people, it must be a leadership problem. And that was his assumption. He says it right here, probably yes. And he calls for a couple things. He also calls for the community to have input on this, and I really like that. And I think the Cardano Foundation is it's a nonprofit organization. It's specifically supposed to help the community, grow the community, and really get things done. And it just doesn't seem like there's much output, right? So from my perspective, you guys obviously know I'm involved in the Cardano community a lot. So if anyone is going to know anything about the Cardano Foundation or what they're outputting or what they're doing, it's going to be me, right? From my eyes, all they have really done is created the forum.cardano.com, which is a good forum. I do like it. I do use it, which is a good thing. And they also have done a way, it's called the Cardano Ambassador Program. And you can be a Cardano Ambassador, whether you're a content creator, a community organizer, or a translator. And you get paid to do that. But it's not a big amount. Like for this video that I'm probably going to spend a couple hours making, maybe a little longer, I'll probably be paid about $10 for it. which is good, right? I do like that there's an initiative. I think it does provide some incentive. I mean, it sounds greedy, but I do wish there was more incentive to keep making these videos and to provide myself a living. But I mean, that's why I have the staple, that's why you have other options. And it's just a good thing to just add to what I'm already making from this, because it does pay more, double than what YouTube does, But that's really all I've seen is the Cardano Ambassador Program and the Cardano Forum. And they did the new redesign for Cardano.org, which I personally wasn't a big fan of. It just seemed a little, we can go look at it real quick while we're talking. I don't know, it just seemed like basic compared to the past sites. I mean, it looks nice. You can tell it's just, I don't really like the color scheme and how it looks. And so that's kind of Rick's issue is first the leadership problem. And also he brings up another issue that as an ambassador, because he's an ambassador too, that they don't really take feedback. They don't get surveys. For example, IOHK did surveys from stake pool operators like twice a week for 2 months, right? Versus I've never filled out a survey for the Cardano Foundation saying, this is what I want, this is what I like, this is the issues that I have, this is how I feel as a Cardano ambassador. I have never been given any survey like that. I've never been given any emails like that. That's really all of the feedback that I've given to Cardano has all been to IOHK specifically, and I think that's a problem, right? Then another thing that he brought up that's really important is that they need to have their finances public, right? We need to know where the money's being spent, what it's being spent on, how much money is going to the ambassador program, how much money is going to X, how much money is going to Y, how much money is going to Z, because I think that just adds an extra layer of corruption that could arise. And I have not seen any data like this. And I think as the Cardano community is full of such smart people and such meticulous people that if we have more data from the Cardano Foundation, we're going to find the issues within them and fix them, right? Because if we don't have the data to analyze the issues, we're not going to be able to fix the issues, because this is all we get. We get an update saying, oh, on a LinkedIn page, one of the best community managers is gone, right? That's how we get our data, is from LinkedIn. And I mean, you guys can probably see the obvious problem with that. And then, so they made another video, and this is building a public roadmap for the Cardano Foundation. This video is with Rick, Kyle, shout out to Kyle, and then also Charles joins about the 1 hour mark. And really the goal of this video is to establish a rough draft for the Cardano Foundation roadmap. And their purpose is to establish goals and timelines for the Cardano Foundation, to establish community expectations, to provide guidance and oversight, and to transition CF activities to a DAO. And this is really important. And I think it's one thing it's important as the people that are working on this public roadmap. There is a Telegram channel for this. I'll include the link to the Telegram down below. They're taking opinions from anyone in the community, which I think is a good thing. Two things you have to worry about is, one, a power grab. There are a bit of people in the Cardano community, not just in the Cardano community, in any community, that are always looking for a power grab, and something like this perks a lot of those people's ears up. So you have to be very careful about the power grab scenario, because people are always looking for power. I've seen this specifically with Spakra. I just saw it firsthand. Another thing that you have to worry about is you have to, within the roadmap, provide reasonable expectations so things can actually get done, right? Because things currently are not getting done right now. And that's really the biggest issue that we have with the Cardano Foundation, is if things were getting done, there wouldn't be any issues. And as it's because they don't accept any feedback from us, it really is just a bubbling. We get kind of meh, and then eventually Rick releases a video saying all this, right? Because everything they do is really just to appease us instead of taking feedback from us. And that's just at least what I've found so far. But yeah, I would love to hear you guys' comments and opinion on this. I wasn't trying to bash anyone. I was kind of just trying to explain the situation and give a little bit of my opinion on it. But let's jump into the next part of the video. So I wanted to give a little update for the people that are still waiting on the Bittrex withdrawals for ADA. So he said there's two lights at the end of the tunnel here. So what they're doing is they're actually migrating over to the new Shelly wallets, but they actually had the oldest style wallets possible, even back before the Byron reboot. And that's where all the issues are rising. And he said that he's pretty optimistic about it coming soon, so maybe within the next few weeks. And also, there is an improvement for all wallets because the optimization that they're doing is good for even the back end within dataless wallets, right? And that's a good thing for everybody. So that's just a little quick update on Bittrex. It should be out within the next few weeks, and they're moving over to a new style wallet that the API is much better, the optimization is much better, so problems like this won't arise in the future. So I am going to read a bit of this article. It's really cool. This is actually the Georgian blockchain project. Located at the intersection between Europe and Asia, Georgia is a small country with a big mission to drive blockchain adoption and education. In February 2017, the government of Georgia made a bold move by signing an agreement to use Bitcoin blockchain to record land titles, making it the first national government to use blockchain for authenticating state operations. Georgia's innovation didn't stop there, rather continuing to grow as the country became a powerhouse for mining crypto. Then in June 2019, the government of Georgia signed a memorandum of understanding with blockchain technology firm Input Output Hong Kong, or IOHK, to advance blockchain projects across government sectors with a large focus on education. I actually made a video about this. Many of the innovations took place when Mamunka Baskadeze, sorry I butchered that, I'm sure, served as the country's prime minister between June 2018 and September 2019. Cointelegraph had the pleasure of sitting down with his last name to learn more about his goals to drive blockchain innovation and education. How did you start implementing blockchain and digital currencies into policy when you were the prime minister of Georgia? This actually started before I became the prime minister of Georgia. Georgia is the first country that introduced blockchain technology in a public service. This happened a few years ago when we partnered with blockchain company Bitfury. Our Minister of Justice implemented Bitfury's blockchain to register and verify property transactions. This was the first time not only for Georgia, but for any state to implement blockchain in the public services sector. So this is pretty cool, even though it isn't relative to Cardano. It's cool to see governments doing that. You recently spoke at the virtual Davos event this year about taking blockchain further. What can the future hold? Georgia is a very good example of limitless opportunities associated with blockchain, especially with the public services sector. Currently, we are implementing a very important project in the education sector together with IOHK and Charles Hoskinson, who is a very good friend of Georgia. Together with the Ministry of Justice and the Minister for Education, we are implementing the Credentials Verification Project. The team is using a Cardano-backed blockchain for this. Overall, we have a vision to make Georgia a regional hub for business, trade, tourism, and finance, which are important for innovation, and it's also important for companies who are involved in innovation here to have access to a pool of talented individuals. So this is really cool. I really do like this. I think what they're doing is, I mean, they say it right here, it's a credentials verification project, and they're using a Cardano-backed blockchain for this. And they also mentioned, I mean, the minister said Charles Hoskinson, who is a very good friend of Georgia. This is pretty cool. It's awesome to see the Cardano blockchain, and I'm sure the Atala project, some sort of identity management, and whether it's to do with credentials for college degrees or even for like whatever type of school they have before college there, the degree for finishing that. It's cool to see this be used by actual governments, and I really do appreciate Georgia kind of being at the front of this. It's awesome, and I think their goal down here of wanting to make Georgia a regional hub for business, trade, tourism, and finance, I think using blockchain is a really good idea for that. So what do you guys think of this down below? I think this is a really cool story. I can't wait to see more of this in the future. So this is actually some breaking news that just happened an hour ago. Hyperledger welcomes blue chip lineup of new members and certified service providers as global community gathers for virtual member summit. Okay, so Hyperledger, an open source collaborative effort created to advance cross-industry blockchain technologies, today announced 8 new organizations. And Emergo is included in this, that's why we're talking about it. have joined as members of the multi-venture, multi-stakeholder effort at the Linux Foundation. These new members are joining the rest of the Hyperledger community for the annual member summit. This year's 2-day virtual event will have interactive programming in 3 time zones to engage the entire global Hyperledger community. So this is pretty cool. You can see Emergo down here. They announced a bunch of more companies have completed the requirements. Yeah, so we'll scroll down and read the Emergo part. As a global blockchain solutions provider and founding entity of the globally recognized Cardano blockchain, Emergo is excited to enter Hyperledger and join hands with a phenomenal group of organizations that are building robust blockchain infrastructures to support a new spectrum of valued services, said Ken Kadama, Emergo's CEO. Emergo is highly committed to developing end-to-end tailored blockchain solutions such as our new customized brand mark solution in order for clients to address existing inefficiencies in industries like supply chain. Becoming a part of Hyperledger's world-class open community enables fellow members with a wealth of varied experiences to strategically exchange valuable resources and collaborate on furthering the maturation, some big words here, some big words, boys, of the overall blockchain ecosystem with real solutions to meet the needs of the clients. I didn't botch any of them, though. It was pretty good. Even though there's the maturation, furthering the maturation. Yep, so that's pretty much it with this article. They actually released that today. I will have the link down below. This is actually on the hyperledger.org. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that partnership. It's always good to see Emergo making new partnerships. I actually did see Hyperledger at the summit, and I wonder if any good things are going to come out of this virtual summit, this 2-day virtual event that will have interactive programming in 3 different time zones. Sounds pretty cool. But on to the next topic. So there was a new Yoroi update today. I think I got it right here on Twitter. It's pretty cool. Yoroi extension 3.5.0 release, new features. Which are your rewards onto the dashboard? It supports hardware wallets. That's a big deal, everybody. It allows undelegating your ADA. That's a big deal, everybody. You can now claim rewards from a private key directly. That's a big deal for pool operators, everybody. All right, so how do you do this? You come here. I have a wallet open, so this is probably what you're going to see. You click a wallet. You come out of here. There's this claim/transfer section right here. I'm actually going to unselect a wallet, go back to it so you guys can see what it looks like. No wallet selected. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go select a wallet. We'll do this one right here. And we will do the Shelley era wallet because that's, it is a Shelley era wallet. So this is what you can do. You can recover rewards from a paper phrase. And also it says also deregister the staking key. You do not want to click deregister. You want to keep registered, right? And then you can also recover from a recovery phrase. So you guys, most people that are going to be recovering are going to be doing this right here, recovering from a recovery state phrase. Keep registered, type in your recovery phrase, and they will actually recover the ADA. So you can also do it from a private key, but this is for stake pool operators, right? So it's pretty cool. I do like this. It's awesome to see this. You guys, so the wallet that you actually select, so I selected the old Padre wallet right here. The reason that you want to select that wallet is because you're going to pay a fee in that wallet. It's probably going to be the usual fee, probably around 0.17 to 0.2. You're going to click Shelley, rewards, recover from this. You're actually going to type in the recovery phrase of that wallet, and then it's going to pay the fee and then add the ADA to that wallet balance. So, yep, that's how you do that. Cool update. Thanks, Emergo. Thanks, Sebastian. Hope you guys are having a good week. On to the next part of the video. So the last thing we're going to be going over today, I used to do these all the time and I missed them, so we're going to be going over. This is the weekly development status updates. They come out once a week. It's from the IOHK development teams, and they essentially just talk about what they're doing, right? So Daedalus, last week the team worked on Shelley hardware wallet support, implemented an automatic update system, finalized quarterly UI/UX polishing, and worked on a third-party dependency update. The Industria team just worked on improving QA and CI environments and ongoing work with metadata. And I think that's referring to the Smash server. And the networking team. The networking continued to work on peer-to-peer governor integration with Cardano Node and discovered and debugged and fixed a number of issues that occurred within the process. So what does this mean? What is peer-to-peer governor? So the way the stake pools, the way the Cardano nodes, the way they currently connect is by using IP addresses. They use these things called topology, and within that topology, you just connect to other nodes using their IP address and the port. And what peer-to-peer is where your node actually goes out and finds other IP addresses and connects to them. So this is a really important thing for decentralization. I am looking forward to that in the future. So we'll read the Goguen. Last week, the Plutus team worked on the front-end infrastructure for metadata servers, queries to smart contracts, backend SBC or SEB. They also added a wallet tutorial and fixed choice names. The team made improvements to slot actions and updated the architecture documentation. The Marlowe team were busy making some Marlowe Playground server-side update and fixes. They also removed the use of WebSockets on the Marlowe Playground. Last, we'll go to Cardano Decentralization, the last team that I wanted to read today. The last week, the team worked to resolve some technical debt to coin selection process and transaction generators. The team also planned ledger maintenance progress across multiple development eras, Shelley, Goguen, Basho, and others, and worked on documentation about stake pool ranking. So this is pretty good, the documentation on stake pool ranking. I feel like that's really needed right now. But yeah, that's the weekly update video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you guys turn that notifications bell on. It really does help me with the algorithm. And also comment down below. If you made it to the end, type development update is back. I really do appreciate all the support to my channel and Bloom. The podcast should be coming out either next week or the following week. Really looking forward to it. So excited for it. I hope you guys all have a good week. Goodbye.